Take a second to think about what's going on with the world. Many people are arguing to no end. There's extreme separation, whether it's politically or culturally. We're constantly hearing stories dealing with prejudice and discrimination. And with all these problems, it seems like a solution may be impossible to find and that we just must accept the harsh climate that we're in. But do we have any solutions? The answer is yes. It may be hard to imagine, but empathy and perspective-taking skills are the key. How can this be? Studies have shown that interpersonal relationships can improve, prejudice can be reduced, and aggression towards others can decrease whenever someone's perspective-taking skills are increased. So what about perspective-taking and empathy? Empathy is being able to stand in someone else's shoes, being able to understand their perspective, and respecting and relating to how they feel, their thoughts and behaviors. The more empathy you have, the more understanding and acceptance you have towards other people. There are two parts of perspective taking. One is called the imagined self, and the other is called the imagined other. The imagined self is imagining how you would feel if you were in the other person's place. The second type is imagined other, which means that you would imagine how the person feels in their unique individual viewpoint. So how can it help? Perspective taking can increase pro-social thoughts, feelings, behaviors, but there's a catch. Some studies have shown that the imagined other perspective can actually hinder prejudice reduction. So what does this all mean? The imagined self perspective is what we need to focus on if we want to increase empathy and understanding towards others to solve our problems. It increases empathy, understanding, accepting, and reduces prejudice and bias. The imagined self perspective can also decrease aggression. Studies have found that whenever someone becomes defensive, it usually means that they are on a lower. When debates occur, it's easy to become defensive if you're only thinking about why you're right. This can lead to aggressive confrontations, which hinder change and progress. However, when each voice is heard, people are more likely to have sensible conversations and come to a more successful conclusion. A study by Richardson and colleagues found that those who score higher in perspective taking were less aggressive and maintained non-aggressive/positive responses when they were attacked. So, what if you took an assessment and discovered that you have high perspective taking skills? Well, studies show that you are more likely to not respond to aggression with aggression, and you are also more likely to give positive responses to aggressive confrontations. So, empathy. Empathy can be increased through exercising perspective-taking skills. Increased empathy equals more pro-social behaviors. So, if we try to practice the imagined self-perspective and really take another person's viewpoint into account, we can increase empathy. By practicing these skills, we can learn how to work together and respect, understand, have compassion, and acceptance for those who are different from us. We're not getting anywhere if we're being confrontational and ignoring each other's viewpoints. To facilitate change, everyone needs to benefit and everyone's voice needs to be heard. After all, most of us would agree that increasing acceptance and decreasing a negative social climate would be beneficial.